everybody, and welcome to today's show, the Hex Token channel. Woohoo! Your host, Superman, in the house. I got my red t-shirt on for the special occasion. It is currently, of course, a New Year's Day. New Year's Eve day in good old New Zealand. That's it, not New Year's Day yet. New Year's Eve day. And, of course, we've got, this is the 31st of December. It's 12:32 p.m. 12:32 p.m., folks. That is it in the afternoon on Saturday, the 31st of December. We obviously, Christmas Eve is in the evening, but it is Christmas Eve. Sorry, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve day. Man, all these words jumbled together. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Big welcome, of course. We're going to get into some cool crypto stuff. Obviously, we're going to start off with the stock market. We're going to get into Hex. We're going to get Hedron. We're going to get into Zen as well. Obviously, with the launch of the Zen NFTs, we're going to cover that in depth. So stay tuned. That's kind of the bulk of our topic today. We're keeping it nice and streamlined. So I hope you guys enjoy that. You'll notice that I'll be shifting focus around on different days, on different things that are happening. We've also got, looks like the Hex Godwell. Looks like the Hex Godwell may have done some big, massive stake. And maybe that's a signal of something in the future as well. So that could be pretty bullish for Hex. So we'll see. Let me know in the chat what you think about that. If you've heard any news, that'd be cool. I'm pretty sure my audio is up and running. Let me have a look here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it sounds good to me. So a big welcome. Let's get into it. We've got a few people in the house. Who is here? Who is here? We've got Lies Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very good. And of course, the ultimate strategy. We're waiting very patiently. Proof of weight. Proof of weight. We're waiting patiently. Hex, EHEX, PLSX, and PLSS for the win. That's right. That's how we're rocking and rolling. Sandy Beach in the house from sunny North Carolina there. Not so sunny, she says. A bit cold. That's pretty much good to see Sandy in the house. Michael Racine in this house as well. Good to see you, Michael. Hello, Hexicans. And Superman is killing it every day. Thanks to you, sir. You're welcome, Michael. And yes, and definitely gobble up these prices. People are gobbling up Hex and other tokens at the moment. It's pretty cool. Hex Pulsechain, free copies, highest stakes. This is sweet spot. It is. I think it is a sweet spot too. Pulse Beta's in the house. Good to see you, Pulse Beta. I've worked 6 mornings in a row, so this is the first time I have watched Hex Token channel in quite a while. Hey, Pulse Beta, great to see you in the house. And working hard is a good thing. It is a good thing. So awesome stuff. Let's Burn says Goody. Yeah, we're going to talk about the burn for Zen coming up. Stay tuned. That's coming up later. We're going to cover that in full with the Zen NFT launches. They're not going anywhere. People are still minting. And I think that it's actually going to probably pick up pace. You know, sometimes where you get a lot of stuff out the front, and you'd normally, you know, at the beginning, people do a lot of stuff. But I think just the way that the contract's designed is that people will just continue to burn that stuff. And that might take people by surprise, particularly the speculators out there that, you know what they do. We're going to talk about that soon. Wookie's in the house there. The Wookie is here for you. Hey, Wookie, good to see you in the house. One of our community moderators as well. And all-round awesome dude is the old Wookie. We've got Sarah G in the house there. Hello, everybody. I've been AWOL. You definitely have, Sarah. Great to see you in the chat, though. Glad you can make it in. Lacey Hexkin says, are you in the military, Sarah? Sarah may be in the military. We'll find out. Groot's in the house there. Wookie. Yeah, Groot there. Good to see you in the house. Feeling a little sorry for those over at PZen. I sold out a while back at a loss, but it has dropped much further since then, says Possible. Yeah, that was kind of some of our sort of comments about that earlier. Pulse Beta was an issue there. We'll just leave it at that, AP, Pulse Beta. Fat Sammy in the house there. Happy New Year, Superman. Hey, Happy New Year to you, Fat Sammy. Big shout out. And, of course, it's coming up over the next, I guess, today and tomorrow. It's going to be a bit of fun and lots of parties to be held, that's for sure. Cheers, mate. You're welcome. Hex Hoddle in the house. Hey, everybody. Good to see Hex Hoddle representing. And, of course, Sandy Beach says, hello, Hex Token, everybody. Happy New Year's to everybody. Stay safe out there. Definitely stay safe. 45 days, says CL. What's the 45 days, CL? Let me know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, you're talking about, you're talking about the Hex Godwell stake. Yeah. That looks like Hex Godwell stake. So, yep. I haven't actually investigated it. I'm just reading comments about it that people have said. So, apparently it is a Hex Godwell account rather than an Origin account. Daughter address of the Origin accounts. Who else is in there? Brian, one of our 2 community leads as well. So we've got both Fat Sammy and Brian in the house, and a couple of our community moderators as well. It's awesome. Hexforce 1 says, Happy New Year, everybody. Hexforce 1 has landed. Great to see you in the house too. Brendan says, party on, Wayne, party on, Garth. I like that. Party on, Wayne, party on, Garth. Excellent. But I crossed those over. I think I crossed those 2. shows over there. That's hilarious. Excellent. All right, so here, let's get into it, folks. We're going to run through this. This is a bit more focused today. So we're going to get into the stock market today. Dow ends the year. This is the last day of the end of the year. We just finished in the United States. It was a Friday, of course. And, of course, here at Dow ends nursing biggest annual slump since 2008. So definitely the market did pull back, but had some pretty, I think it's kind of robustness holding up as well as it did during the period of time. Of course, we're entering to next year, so we'll see. Anyway, the Dow Jones ended the day, the last day of the trading year, down 0.2%, 73 points, down to 33,147. That is the finish of the Dow Jones. Remember, that's the top 30 industrials in the United States. The S&P 500 also down 0.25%, just under 10 points to 3,839. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies in it, was down 0.1%. So pretty modest decreases today, and down 11.6 points, down to 10,466. So that's how it ended in 2022 for the trading there for the indices. The dollar as well was down a third of a percent, down to 103.23 versus its trading partners. That's kind of the ended. So let's have a look at the year on year. Let's have a look at the year, and we'll have a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones over the year, we were up all the way up here at the beginning of the year, up at 36,398. 36,398. And, of course, we're now down at 33,147. The S&P 500, we were all the way up at 4,766 at the beginning of the year. And, of course, we're now down just under about 900 points, down to 3,800. And the NASDAQ there was all the way up. Look at this, man, 15,644. We're now down at 10,466, so down over 5,000 points on the NASDAQ. And, of course, a lot of those big tech stocks, the FANG stocks, been hit pretty hard. They pretty much, the top 5 or 6 pretty much take us up there in terms of most of the value. And, of course, if they're pulling down, that's pulls the NASDAQ down. So that's kind of where we are there. So look at the commodities. We got Brent oil there is at down up 3%, sorry, $2.54. That's $86. And we got West Texas up 2.6%, $2 to $80.44. That's a bit of a New Year's gift, I guess. But if we have a look at a year on year with the Brent oil, we can see that Brent oil was actually at the beginning of the year $77.70. And, of course, now we're at $86. So we're up, $9 on the year, $9 on the year. But we did get that super high. Remember that? All the way back in March, the 8th of March, 2022, we got $127.98. $127. That was a barrel of oil. Crazy, man. Imagine the world if that had been maintained at that level. Hey, we may very well see that sort of prices again in the future, given certain economic policies and geopolitical issues potentially. But that just goes to show. Now, when it got up to here, of course, people were talking about potentially we could get to $130 to $150 a barrel. That did not happen. But at the moment, of course, it's nice to see it back down at $83, and even though it's slightly higher than last year. So that's kind of the play there. Don't know what happened there. I didn't want to click on the futures. Let's jump back out of there. Let's go back into the commentary. But trigger happy there. Sorry about that. All right, so that is pretty much the oil prices. We're going to have a quick look at the commodities, though, as well. Just wait for this to ping in here. And we'll go back to commodities there. We've got gold there is up $4 to $18.30. Silver is pretty much flat there at $24.17. That's pretty much the commodities there as well. The Dow closed lower Friday, wrapping up the year with its biggest annual loss since 2008 financial crisis, as the Federal Reserve's fastest pace in rate hikes in 4 decades squeezed life out of bullish bets there. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, the Fed, we went from pretty much zero money to modestly expensive money, and we probably finished somewhere in there at this stage, right? So that's kind of where we went to. That's completely changed the environment for all asset classes. So just the way it goes. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones. We've covered all that. Stocks started the final day of trade on the back foot as tech closed mixed, with Apple and Meta platforms ending the day higher, but Alphabet and Microsoft Corporation closed in the red. Semiconductor stocks continue to slide as investors fret about falling demand for chips that you have in your computer and phones and things like that amid a softer global economic backdrop. We believe investors' concern for some time with semiconductors has been that enterprise demand will follow consumer requirements is in softening. And of course, DigiTimes there suggests indeed this future is becoming a fruition of the hyperscale and telcos cutting back data center expansion plans. You often don't think about that there with the telcos there with their expansion plans for that. Taiwan semiconductor manufacturer ended 2% lower, while Novanta on NASDAQ and Micron Technology were down 1%, with the later also weighed down by a downgrade. The 29% loss in tech for the year, that's how much it's been. 29% loss in the tech value has the Federal Reserve's fingerprints all over it. The US central bank embarked on the fastest pace of rate hikes seen in 4 decades, pushing the treasury yields higher and hurting valuations of pricier sectors of the market, including tech. And of course, if you compare the rate rises of the Fed compared to other times that they've had to do contractionary policy, it's really steep and early, right? Compared to the other ones, all got a longer, lower slope on it in terms of the rate hike increases. And that's pretty much it. All right, so cool. Electric vehicle makers were also in the spotlight as Nikola Corporation fell nearly 10% on plans to raise funds by selling 125 million of senior convertible bonds. China-based EV maker Li Auto rose nearly 5% as it forecast more than 20,000 deliveries this month, up from 14,000 delivered in the December of 21. So it's kind of cool to see, EV cars continuing to expand. Energy was the only sector in the green, ending nearly 1% higher as oil prices settled higher to the end of the year with gains of about 7%. And that's pretty cool there. Now, we're going to jump back past this Rogers Communication, but following the major slump this year, debate has broken out on Wall Street whether the upcoming quarterly earnings season, this is what we're going to be looking at coming up, right? So we have the interest rates go up, then we have the real economy with a lagged impact from the interest rates. And of course, that flows in typically into corporate earnings on the stock markets. That's kind of where we're heading into next year. You're going to hear people talking about recession. You're going to hear people talking about quarterly earnings and the real economy. So that's kind of what you're going to end up hearing all next year. It's going to be blah, 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 blah. And so that's pretty much what we're going to will signal more trouble for stocks, even if the Fed does get a firmer grip on inflation. So that's the issue, right? So even if the Fed does get to that terminal rate and how long it holds it for, the focus will shift from the Fed. If they hit that terminal rate, say by February, March, it will switch over to the quarterly earnings. And this is what I mean. This is why we have this lagged impact. So it just that's the way this plays out. So, and the longer they hold those interest rates up higher, the more damage it does on the real economy, a trade-off for employment, sorry. And then, of course, when we get that final pivot where it decides to maybe lower interest rates and maybe print some more money, we then get a lagged real economy impact. And, of course, the markets typically dive because the earnings are so poor at the time. So we'll see how that plays out. If the Fed does manage to keep inflation in check, but then companies are reporting how much this persistently high inflation is impacting their ability to grow earnings, the market is going to take that as quite a downtick, which is what we're expecting, right? We've been talking about that for ages. And that's pretty much it. For Wall Street, banks are set to kick off the fourth quarterly earnings season in earnest during the second week of January. So that's the next sort of cycle of information on the stock market that will impact valuations here. So just remember that coming the second full week of January. So that's what we'll be looking forward to that. All right, so we're going to jump over to crypto though. And of course, we've got BTC at 16,608. We've got ETH at 1,199. So pretty much around 1,200. BNB at 245. Everything looks pretty mixed, right? But pretty much holding there. The hammer has not yet fallen. And of course, that may not happen in January. Maybe the second week. Maybe it's correlated to the stock market earnings. Who knows? We'll see. But theoretically, it should just do its own thing. We'll see how we get on there. We've sort of got that 4-week reprieve until the Fed interest rate hikes in February. That's kind of the way I see it. What else there? I think that's it. Solana, of course, people talking about Solana. I mean, trashing Solana lately, $9.87. We'll see how that goes. And otherwise, the stables look pretty stable. And they're both pegged. Can't see any particular standout there as well. But that's pretty much where we are at the moment. I see Dodge is down 3.76% at the moment. That's about it. So that is that. I did want to bring up Nomics. So let's bring up Nomics and have a look at the year-on-year results for the crypto market. Well, why not? Let's do it. Year-on-year. So we'll do the 1 year, even though it's a year-to-date, it's the same. But we'll do that. We've got Bitcoin is down for the year 2022. Obviously, we've still got a few more hours to go in the day, but we're going to do the end of the year today at the moment. Obviously, there's a few more hours to go based on UTC time or American time, whatever time you're on. But we're down. So on a year-on-year, Bitcoin is down 65%. So at 16,597. Ethereum is down 68%. The Binance coin is down 53%. So it's actually fared relatively better. XRP is down 59%. So it gives you sort of the context of the leaderboard there. Dogecoin is down 60%. Cardano is down 82%. Even after the little smart contracts, down 82% there. And of course, that's pretty incredible. Polygon Matic is down 70%. Excuse me. OKB is down 13%. I need a bit of a drink here. Cheers, everybody. Happy New Year's. New Year's Eve day. New Year's Eve day. Yeah, so we got Liquid stake there at 11.84. Polkadot $4. So that's down 85% on that, 69%. So AKB's kind of got the lowest one there, 13%. Tron down 30% on the year-on-year. Litecoin down 55%. Shiba Inu down 76% on the SHIB. Obviously, keep minting there, bit of controversial there. Solana there is down 94%. Smashed in the head is the old Solana. Boy, oh boy. And Avalanche down 90% there too. What else there? We've got Chainlink is down 75%. Cosmos is down 73%. And Monero down 39%. So not too bad for Monero there, right? That's not too bad. And of course, Hex there is down 91.32%. Obviously, the talk of the town lately. Hex on there, number 26. Unicoin is down 72%. And Ethereum Classic there, 56%. Stellar is down 75%. And to wrap up our top 30, is Bitcoin Cash. Man, they used to be in the top 10. What happened? That is down 78%. And of course, they are down $96. The old Bitcoin Cash. I'm just forgetting now. Bitcoin Cash. I know I'm going to forget the catchphrases, but that's pretty much the year's results there on the old crypto and the stock market. So cool. We're going to get into Hex though. Hex having a green day. Before we do that though, let's get into the chat. We've probably got a few more people in the house. So let's read some of the comments there. Let's go all the way back up here. Where did I get up to here? Hex Force 1 was definitely in the house there. Hex Force 1. Happy New Year, everybody, from Hex Force 1. Brennan says, party on, Wayne. Yeah, got up to that. That's where I got up to there. And of course, hi, all. Is the God Whale sending us a message? Perhaps Blobfish King, perhaps. But where's the testnet? We're waiting for testnet that's expected pretty shortly. Happy New Year, Kiwi Land says, probably a view. Good to see you in the house. And of course, CL says 4-5 Quattro Cinco. Get it? Says CL. Yeah, Quattro Cinco. That makes sense. Quattro Cinco. Party time. Excellent, says Sandy Beach. Good to see you, Sandy. And who else is in here? I'm just trying to jump through all these. A Grand Prix in the house there. Hex price for 2023 is a tough one to call, but I do see it leapfrogging in stages from 1.8 cents, 5.5, then jump to 13.5 cents, sitting there for a while before a pump to around 23 cents. That's from Grand Prix. A nice little prediction there, Grand Prix. Appreciate that. 2023 will be so awesome. Wookie says maybe Godwell was drinking and staking. Maybe that's also an option there. Blair says, hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Brennan says, bring on the new year. Definitely bring on there. It's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. We've got lots of, hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun because Pulsechain is going to be the game changer there. Else is in the house there. Al's in the house. Good to see you, Al. Please, Superman, pump Hex for us, says Al. Nice one. Happy New Year as well from Al. Psychology in the house. Yo. Good to see you, Briz. Briz has dropped in there. And Island Life as well. Hey, good to see you. Happy New Year from Island Life 369. Brizology says Hex daily payout about to drop big time. Might go back to a 5 Hex per T-share range. Possibly we'll check that out. What was the staking? Over 60 billion. So yeah, it will have an impact on there for to some degree. 2.1 billion Hex stakes. Hex down under, and with the Supermans, like to see that. Hey, Hex down under, appreciate it. Roger Ver, yeah, I was trying to think of the name Roger Ver. Just the mind freeze on there. Roger Ver, Bitcoin Cash. He used to have a catchphrase, didn't he? Roger Ver was called Bitcoin Jesus as well, was another tag. But he has to have a catchphrase, Bitcoin Cash, cash for the people or something. It was some catchphrase that he had. Quattro Cinco 45 stakes, says CL. Bought in at 52 and recently at 1.8, says Stuk. And of course, that's a massive decrease, right? So what do we that would lower your average price way down dramatically. It's stuck, so well done on that. Lowered your average basis by a lot. Yes, definitely. Brought it back in the single digits, probably, depending on your volumes there. Hey, Grandad's in the house. Hi, Grandad. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, so here we are, Hex at the moment, 1.867 cents at the moment. We've get on the RSI, we've got the oversold. So oversold, Brennan was pointing this out the other day. Definitely oversold on the RSI. Just one of the factors that may lift this price a little bit here. Have seen some people put out prices where they think the bottom's going to be 0.137, which would be a bit lower than this. But hey, it's just all guesses really, because Hex is more complicated with the staking element to it. Still, early in the piece as well, so we'll see. What else was going to say about this? Let's get rid of the trades. We've had over the 24 hours, we had 293 buys on the top pair here, 168 sells, with the volume of buys actually beating out the sells, which we can see with the green chart. And we've got 683,000 buy volume versus 539,000 sell volume. So that's very, very cool. And good to see. And we've got green across the board there, 2.88% on 24 hours. So very nice. That is the Hex there. Let's get rid of the other indicators, get rid of the details there. And of course, this is our kind of scheme here that we've been looking at. We've got basically, we're still expecting Pulsechain testing at V3, and that's just never know our luck here, based on KDP's information about a couple of weeks. So I was trying to be generous and put out that maybe we might get it before the 8th of January. But it'd be pretty cool to get, even if it doesn't hit any of this timeline here coming up, it would be cool to get it in January, right? That'd be pretty neat. And it doesn't have to have the ETH withdrawals or anything, but that's coming up for Shanghai in March. And of course, V3 license opens up in 1st of April as well. Now, we're going to get into the whale bot though. Let's have a look at the whale bot. So this was the big one here, 2,123,181,400 Hex just staked for 45 days. 93,990 T-shares there, 45 there. So it was talking about that quite a bit in the chat there. CL was in there, 45 stakes. So what else have we got here? Drop incoming January the 6th is Brennan. Drop incoming. What? Not sure. What's drop? What's dropping there, Brennan? Let us know what you mean by that. What will everybody spend their pulse and pulse gains on? Says Paul C. More Hex probably, Paul. Probably more Hex. I think quite a few will say that. We'll see. A lot of people are just trying to accumulate pulse and pulse Hex, and then of course probably churn some of it into the Hex there. Happy New Jar says mix. What else there? We got. I think that's it. Is it? Oh yeah, I think that's it. Hex and Travel says Sandy Beach. Hex and Travel, nice. Pump incoming says Hexodl. I like how you're talking there, Hexodl. I like that indeed. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what people are saying about this. Why are you all cheering? That's the problem with Hex. Free 550,000 Hex going to be made out of that in 45 days at the bottom of the bear. We're at the mercy of him not selling. New whales will never buy. Might as well keep staking. Inflation as the liquidity pool wouldn't support a fraction of this. Oh, well, keep the hopium alive. What's he looking at there? Okay. This has to be the OA account. This Mark Edwards says over 2 billion Hex is insane, even for an OG super whale. You all don't understand that the gold whale was holding this liquid for months and months. This a gift to the community. Every day not staking is almost $10,000 given up in a single day at these lows. No one has been more benevolent to the ecosystem so far than the OA. Says this one. Oh, it goes from Godwire to the OA here. So I don't know. T-share rate are gonna jack right up when the stake ends. That's from Hex Tender. That's probably going to be true there. We've got someone there with blasphemous words there. This is a God whale dress, says Hex.com. Hex inflates by 3.69% each year. It doesn't matter if it's 100 addresses or one address, it's the same sell pressure. Only if they sell, right? Only if they sell. Funny how the fudders never talk about the God whale and the funds at his or her disposal. Well, it's typically because it's seems to be behaving pretty well, doesn't it? God whale hasn't sold any and is staking some of his or her liquid. Nice. Yeah, that seems to be the case too. What else there? He also made a $4 trillion Hedron stake. That's pretty nice. I wish I had 93,000 T-shares, over 600,000 Hex a day. What else is going on there? Someone decided we need less Hex paid out per day. God whale gonna God whale. Now, I talked about, obviously, I expected the OA. I've said that many times on this channel. I expected the OA to, after Pulsechain, to actually stake to lower the APY, but because Richard has indicated that in one live stream he did particular some time back, he hinted at that, which I thought was pretty revealing, given he normally doesn't talk about stuff like that, quite like that. Danny, aka Grandpapa Tang, aka Monkey Jesus, says, crazy, I was thinking about Gold Whale's next move last night. So there's a bit of a premonition there coming from Danny. What else we got there? That's more sell pressure in 45 days. The OG addresses keep milking until there's no liquidity left. This guy would just cash in 500k in 45 days, no fit at all. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. What else have we got here? Just jumping through some of this. What else there? Things to do about it at the moment. Just trying to see whether anyone's got any kind of insights into it. Anyone picks out anything kind of cool. Can't see anything particular there. So that was the whale alert there from appears to be the Hex Gold Whale. 25,000 views on that post. 25,000 views. That's pretty impressive. Let's have a look. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's the highlight for the Hex Whale over the last 20 whale bot. Sorry for the. Oh, we had one end stake there. That was 720 days. They got a 38% APY and a 75 million. That's kind of cool. All right, so that is the Hex Whale bot. Let's get to the chat and see whether anyone else has got any insights into that, because I haven't really looked much into it. I just was aware when I looked at the whale bot, I saw that big giant stake, and that's all I saw there. Let's have a look here. High Stakes Hex says, what's going on, Superman? Thanks for always being here for us, bro. Hey, you're welcome, man. You guys know I'm on the same journey. I'm on the same journey as all of you. And it's great to be able to, do YouTubes about it, because we're kind of talking about our favorite topics, right? Talking about our favorite topics. Brizz says BNBP just did the monthly airdrop. Oh, you did too. I was going to cover that, Brizz. Thanks so much, Brizz. I was going to cover that. That was due too. And Julian says, if Hex is staked at the time Pulsechain launches, does one still get the duplicates or so? Yes, you do. Both the liquid Hex and the staked Hex are all copied over. Basically, the whole ETH fork there. So that's easy enough. You can also just interact it with the front end as well. We've done it on the testnet, Julian, so it seems to work pretty well. The Hex God Whale says Hex Huddle. Nice work there, Hex Huddle. Mixmonk says that beach looks like a hamburger. I can't remember. Did I have a picture on there of a beach? Maybe I missed it. What else? We jumped through some of these. Ryan says Zen NFTs. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that soon, Ryan, and we're going to cover that in full. Stay tuned for the Zen NFTs. They just launched only a couple of hours ago. In fact, how long ago was that? That was an hour and 40 minutes ago. So we'll see where that. We're going to check in on how that's going. Mix says I missed the rock and tune. Says Mix. Hey, some people didn't like the tune, so I kind of just wound the tunes out. This is the way we did. Hey, big welcome to everybody. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, hit the bell. Now, one thing I do notice is that when the price of like Hex in particular goes down, people unsubscribe from the channel. So just because the price is going down, you don't need to unsubscribe. Just let you know that. Some people they get upset. We are in a bear market. We're expecting. We still got to find the bottom of the bear, and we will find it one day. We will find it one day. The bottom price will tick in. And we'll know it after the event happens, right? We'll know after the event happens. When I thought I go amount of Hex, I see this guy's stake and makes me look like a small player against this, Brennan. Yeah, well, you're talking about the biggest players. It's no use comparing. There's only a few of them, Brennan. It's only a few. Was it Bob Wells says another episode of using my rowing machine while watching Miss Beach. Nice one there, Bob. Keep fit while you're watching crypto YouTuber. Academiciated in the house. Hello, Superman, and have a happy new year. You too, Academiciated. We've got J-Man as well. Hello, everybody. Good to see J-Man. Well done. Brazil says, I resubscribed after the price goes back up, says Chris. Nice one. I love it, Briz. That's good, man. That's good. I appreciate the resubscription when the price goes back up. Yeah, you can unsubscribe while the price is going down. Resubscribe when the price goes up. That's the way it goes. All right, so cool. Hey, if we find out any more theories about this big stake, I'll let you know. The 45 days is pretty interesting, isn't it? So let's go back to the Hex chart. Where would 45 days be from here? Let's have a look at that. 45. Is it a signal or something? Is it inside information? What does that get us to? 45. That gets us to the 13th of February. Let's put a little marker in here for the 13th of February here. Let's see whether whether this translates into anything. Is this a little bit alpha with the 45? And of course, the thing will have a look. So, Hex God fail 45. Let's say 45 stake. Let's see if that turns out to be anything. Let me know in the chat if you've heard anything about that. But that's kind of where we are. I'll just put maybe I'll put that there. That's fine. So with that cruising into that, that'd be pretty cool. Hey, look, we'll see whether that means anything. We'll find out. What else there? What else we got going? Wrong titles, NFT party, says Crypto T. Yeah, funny. We will be talking about it in full. But this, you got to remember, this is a Hex and Pulsechain channel. I like talking about really cool projects, but just remember what the core is of the channel. I try to keep the balance right. I try to balance the channel out because obviously can't always just talk about one or two topics every day. Grand Prix says, with the end of the highest of stakes, the trailer saying coming in late 2022, who thinks tomorrow could be amazing? Can we dream? Well, actually, Grand Prix, they've moved it on their website to Q1 to Q2. Grand Prix, Q1, Q2, 23. So it's actually not expected in this year now. I have a rowing machine in places of a living room since 2020. Nice one there, Sandy Beach. Yeah, my sister has a rowing not a rowing machine, one of the bikes things, but she never uses it. Just the way it goes, she never uses it. Just sits there. It's kind of doing nothing. Looking forward to 2023, says Property View. Me too, man. Happy New Year Eve Day. Happy New Year Eve Day. Tomorrow will be actually a New Year's Eve Day. You're good. You're a good Hex Huddle. It was my mistake missending Bob as usual. Now, Sandy Beach and Hex Huddle love me to read out their comments during the live stream, so I try to help them along with that, to lift up those, to elevate those comments. Collecting dust. It definitely is collecting dust, that bike. It's just not doing anything. I think she only went on it a couple of times. I'm like, what the heck? But what can you say? You can't do much else, right? You just got to go with it. I'll be partying on the 32-foot catamaran for New Year's, says Brennan. Wow, partying on the 32-foot catamaran. That sounds like living the dream, Brennan. That does sound very good indeed. Product Review says exercise bikes are good for laundry. I'm trying to work that one out, but that does sound funny. I have a stationary bike I ride every morning, C6 Force 1. Nice. Yeah, keeping fit's very important. HP's in house. Happy New Year's. Hex Token, just been really busy. I try to catch streamer when I can for updates, but I'm always watching and following. Appreciate all the hard work, time, and research. Thanks very much. Hey, you're welcome there, HP. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat there too. We got Ivor in the house there. Financial Vast, don't wait for the bottom. And we are close enough. Yeah, that's what I agree. I agree with that, Ivor. I've kind of been saying that on this channel without saying it, because obviously nothing on this channel is investment advice. Must always do your investment due diligence. But after you've had a 97% pullback, that's a pretty significant one. So yeah, definitely a good DCA area. The second they announce testnet, you will be left in the dust. That's true. I've been saying that too. And there will be better announcements. Yeah, I agree with that, Ivor. I agree with that big time. Very cool. Good insights there from Ivor there. Yeah, those things are initially exciting to get, but the excuse is not to use them. Yeah, that's true. Getting like rowing machines or exercise bikes in the house, they sound like a good idea. Some people obviously are very good at that stuff. They say discipline, they do it. But other people, they get them for like 1 week and then they stop using them and they're just sitting in there in the rooms. All right, Hexalder says, I bought some weights one time long ago and used them exactly one time. Yeah, that's the issue, right? We got Bob Wells says, love staking just before the new day starts, 30 Hex yield in minutes. Nice one there, Bob. That's true. That is true. I like that too, just before the day rolls over. Very, very nice. Anyway, Hex currently is on a second day chart there. Let's have a look on the auto. We can see that it's just starting a new day and had a green day yesterday. Yesterday, it ended at 1.88 cents. And, of course, had a low of 1.788 yesterday. So a pretty tight spread after having a couple of days of volatility with those big DO1 sister wallets and everything sending us down from 2.1 cents. And, of course, today we're currently at 1.88 cents. So finished where we were. We'll see how we get on day two after that. So kind of cool. Let's jump over to Hedron, though. Hedron is currently at 1,078 with 5 zeros in front of it. It has had 14 buys and 28 sells, 17,000 buy volume versus 17,000 sell volume. So pretty even today. So nice. People will be hoping that stops bleeding out They certainly don't want it to lose another zero, right? You don't want Hedron to lose another zero. You just because you're wanting to increase your average, your bottom value as you go in the future. That's kind of what you want to see and get more value. So we'll see how this goes. I know that Randy Alaski is a big proponent of the Hedron. Obviously, there's other people out there like Crypto Sloth, there's Maxim, and people like that have been more dedicated content creators for Hedron and Acosta, so they'll be happy to see the bottom here. This is kind of what I expected to see in this area. I was hopeful that the burning would be bigger, but the burning was not bigger than expected. But that being said, this is going to probably play out pretty well when we get into a bull market. So it's not that it's not going to perform well, but the burn could have been a lot better. We'll see how we get on with this one. All right, a lot of people are staking though and earning the sweet Acosa and Hedron and stuff like that. Let's have a look at the HSIs. We've had 4,495 are in the liquidation queue. And of course, people can pull those in by starting the auctions. A lot of people have been getting really good deals. What have we had? Numbers 700-800 plus maybe that have done one HSI auctions or so. And of course, there have been a couple of people that in particular have been scooping them all up and getting sweet discounts. We've got 30 in there at the moment on the 30 in the moment in the auction house that you can go and bid on if you've got Hedron. Obviously, Hedron being much deeper, especially if you're coming in from USDC, and then you can get some really nice deals on these probably. I haven't, it's pretty cool. Let's have a look at some of the big ones though. At the moment, we've got 300,000 here, 6 hours to go, 300,000. There's all around 37 T-shares. We've got 300,000 there, 200,000. Yeah, quite a few decent sized ones here, 117, 314, so about 40 T-shares there. Let's scroll down through some of these. So yes, quite a decent there, something in there for everybody. And of course, the next one to close is in 2 hours and 18 minutes for this 5,000 hex. So it's got 629 B shares. So B share is not a T share, but 60% of a T share. How about that? 63% of a T share there. So that is the Acosa. Let's have a look at the Wattses. Dev Huey says that one Watts NFT was burned in the last 24 hours. This was updated about 23 hours ago. So it's 24 hours before that. So that's kind of cool. 21,857 Watts of NFTs, and it's a last man standing gamification, but no one's selling them. It's about 1% that has been burned so far. Most people are holding them. So the bear market's going to be pretty exciting. The next big burn event, wave as we call it, is in February. So we're expecting the next big wave of burning in February. At least over 25,000 T-shares to kick us off on that first day, and on we go. So what is it, about the 13th or something like that of February, somewhere in that ballpark? That's interesting. That's when the Hex Goldwell stake's coming out, right? We'll see how that goes. Maybe there's something to do with that. Who knows? All right, so cool. That is pretty much Hedron. So that's our brief coverage there. Now I'm not covering the Pulse Bitcoin today. I'm not covering the Maximus ecosystem today, all that sort of stuff. We will cover those on different days, so stay tuned for that. At the moment, of course, we've got the ZNFT launch. And of course, all the speculator degens decided to sell down the chart here. You can see that now. It did temporarily. Let me just have a look here. So the launch here. This is so typical of crypto. This exact thing. This happens 95% of the time. It probably happens like this, rather than go up the other side. So that's kind of the play there on Zen. And of course, it's going to be interesting to see this play out over time. It's just launched only an hour and 15 minutes ago, approximately. The NST launches there. It actually pumped at the beginning, and then the degens, all the speculators decided to smash it down, and of course it's retraced in price. So we're going to be watching to see where this goes. It is down currently about 28%, and it did that in a very small space of time. Within an hour and 30 minutes, it did 28% decrease. And that is the volatility that you got there. Excuse me. And let's go have a look at this here. We'll probably do some interesting stuff over the period of time, but let's go and look at the actual launch of the NFTs, which is probably far more substantial. So let me just find the dashboard here. So yeah, I think we're up at 2 point. Remember that the first tick out we're going to see is how many NFTs get made in the first 24 hours and how much Zen gets burned within 24 hours. So the sort of 24-hour period. At the moment, we're down to, I think we started off at 2.66 trillion. I think we're down at 2.549 trillion at the moment. Obviously, people are minting every day as well. So I think we do have a big day mint coming in on 30th as well. So I think that's coming in. Let me have a look here. Scroll down the bottom. The burn, this chart here is supposed to show the burn, but it's not showing yet. So I'm not sure whether it shows it after 24 hours or what. But the burn's not showing on the chart here yet. I know it's going to be relatively small compared to the total, but still, it's still not been seen unless it's there. And it's just not showing, but can't see anything on there. Now we have how much minting coming up. We've got this. Let me just zoom in on the smaller time frame. We can see on the 31st there, which is, I guess, is tomorrow, we've got 146 billion Zen coming into the play. That's kind of higher than we have had lately. We had sort of around 70 billion, so it's kind of almost twice that. Then we get back down to more normal levels of 72, 63 coming up in the beginning of January there. So you can see that that's sort of front running. We do have a couple of big ones in the middle of January in terms of being minted and then claimed. There's all the short minters. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens to all that too. In the meantime, though, it looks like it's gone down at least 100 billion so far, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's have a look, though, on the Zen. So what we're talking about is that these all launched, the Apex categories, the limited NFTs launched, and the collected NFTs. And, of course, there's 3 categories. Just quickly, the first top one here, if this is all taken up, there's 10,000 NFTs. That would be 15.5 trillion Zen off the market. And, of course, there's not that much Zen. We can see that there is currently 2.5 trillion Zen in the market, and that was about 2.6 something, 2.66 or something like that, trillion Zen. So we'll see how that goes. Over the first 24 hours, kind of that gives us that ballpark. But this is the one, so people can choose Zenicorns or unicorns, I should say, exotics, legendary, epic, and rare. There's also the Zen NFT, the limited. This was originally a 10 million burn, but this is now 250 million burn, so 25x higher. So around what, $1,200 or something. I'm not sure the current market price. Then of course there's the collector ones that people can get. You don't have to burn any Zen, but you do get a rarity based on your minting there. Now I imagine that a lot of people are going to start using these, and instead of doing using the batch minter, you're still going to get a lot of people doing it, but we'll probably get a lot more of these picking this up, and this will probably pick up over time, as my expectation for there. Just like we saw the batch minter pick up and the mints keep picking up there. So I imagine the same sort of behavior is going to play out. Why people do that? Because they're playing for they're playing for the inflation, right? They're minting for the inflation. Getting the inflation early is really key, especially when you got what is looking like a proof of burn chain now. Everything's going to be looking at burning. So next phase after the NFTs and burning, obviously this is going to be continuous, but they're going to have a look at staking the NFTs, and then of course, excuse me, possibly lending and leverage. The other thing, of course, they were looking at a reflection token as well, and that's going to have burning in it to get it. And then, of course, part of the burning will go to the some of the staking rewards, as I understand it, for the reflection token. So that's coming up too. So all the stuff, all the new products probably have some form of burning, ideally if it's a proof of burn chain. And we'll see how that plays out over time. It's going to be fun to watch. All right, so that is kind of cool there. Now, this is where you do your NFTs. You basically just connect your wallet up to Zen Network. You can connect your wallet and click mint. You have to do 2 things. The first thing, you have to click approve. You have to approve the spend of your Zen that you've got in your wallet. If you have enough Zen, this will be white rather than red. I don't have any Zen in this wallet because it's a play wallet. And of course, if you do, then you can select one of those 3. So Apex, Limited, or Collector. And as I showed you in here, that's what it is: Apex, Limited, or Collector, one of those 3. And of course, if you're after the big burn ones, you can go for the Zen X Unicorn, Exotic, Legendary, Epic, or Rare. Remember, this one costs you 10 billion. You need 10 billion Zen. This one here is 5 billion Zen. This one is, what is that, 2.5 billion Zen. Epic is 1 billion Zen. I think Rare is 500 million Zen, if I'm right. Yep, that's right, 2.5, 1 billion, and 500 million there for those. So that's kind of what you can choose. So we're going to probably see lots of that happen. So there's lots of rares are being made from the looks of it. So anyway, you have to prove it first, and then you can mint it basically, and then it will show up in your wallet. And of course, you can go jump over then to OpenSea. We're going to have a look at that in a second. But of course, Jack Levin, the founder of Zen, gave us some updates on Twitter. And of course, they said 2 hours ago, almost Zen time, NFT time there. And of course, then 1 hour ago, it was about 1 hour and 50 minutes, or that's almost 2 hours actually. Yeah, it's almost 2 hours ago. These NFTs went live, so that was kind of cool. And then, of course, you can now see them on 1 hour update. You can see them on OpenSea. So when people mint the NFTs, it's in their wallets, and they can see them on OpenSea, and people can trade them. And let's have a look at the results on this one. So we've got the links here. So this is ZNFTs on OpenSea. I'll post this in the chat there if you want to have a check out these yourself. Let's have a look here. So we've got 2 ETH in tradable volume so far. So some of them have actually traded already on the secondary market. Remember, this is your primary market. This is where you make the NFTs, and this is the secondary market where people trade them, right? So it's got a full price 0.0011 ETH. We've got 14% listed so far, 289 owners, and 57 uniques there at the moment. So that's kind of the overall numbers. Now, the cool thing about this, you can see all the different NFTs, which is kind of cool. And when you go to the NFT page and you click this, if you change the collector, for example, you'll see there's a blue one there. So you can see, let's do 1 day. That's going to be red. So it changes color. And you can see these ones here are all short. So they're low. These ones are all that smaller one. What do we call it? They're all the collector NFT categories, but of course their class is dependent. The color that they get in the class is dependent on how much wallets versus how many days, and that's multiplied together to give you your power for the old collector there. Whereas the limited is based on 250 million burn plus a maximum term of 365 days. So 365. That's kind of the play there, and away you go. So you can see all the ones in the queue here. Some of them, yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's have a quick look at the categories. We can actually search by category. So we can select category. We can select collectors. So far, there are 456 of these. So there's 456. Let's actually go back to here. So these are the collector NFTs, the third category. You don't need any burn for this, remember. It's just the rarity is based on the amount of wallets times the term. And that gives you your power number here. So that you'll either have a Ruby, Opal, Utopias, etc., all the way to Centurion. That is the rarest one because it's got more wallets and it's longer staking, so it's just more valuable in terms of the Centurion there. And you can see that there are currently 456 of those. What's the other one there? We've got, sorry, I keep jumping to the wrong page. The limited one there, that is the one we need 250 million burn, maximum term 365 days. And we can see that there are 16 of those at the moment, 16 of these ones. You can see they've got different colors on them. They've got the Year of the Rabbit there, sort of a Chinese tribute to Chinese culture. It's got a little rabbit on there as well. Apex, how many got Apex? We've got 39 Apexes so far. And of course, this is the one that people will be following pretty careful. Remember, there's only 10,000 of these. And currently there is 39 that have been minted. So 39 of these have been minted so far, but we're only 2 hours into it. So we're going to watch this over the first 24 hours, first week, etc. But I imagine it's just going to sort of gain momentum over time and slowly churn over. Is probably the way you're going to see it happen. So that you can see we've got different amounts here. So let's have a look. We've got different classes on this one. So was it actually filtering properly? So we've got exotics. We've got 1 exotic. So let's have a look at that so far. So we'll go into the wrong page again. So 1 exotics, that is the one where you need 5 billion. So there's one of those that says. Actually, I thought there was a lot of those. So I'm not sure why there's only one of those. We've got Zen Unicorn there. 8 Zen Unicorns, does it say? Yeah, so these are all 10 billion. You need 10 billion Zen to mint these. Look at them all. So there's 10 so far of these. Remember, there's only 100 of these going to happen. So 10 times 10 is 100 billion. So we know just with the Zen Unicorns, there's been 100 billion Zen minted so far. There's only 100 of them. And so we're only 2 hours into the day. How many will we have by the end of the first day? That's going to be interesting. How many will we have by the end of the first week, the first month? Of course, there's only 100 of these. And, of course, 10 already been used. So 10% through of that one. So the next one is the legendaries. The next one down, you need 250. Let's see if there's got any of these. There's 3 of those, it says here at the moment. 3 legendaries. Let's have a look at those. So 2.5 billion Zen in those. So it's kind of cool. What else we got there? So that is number 3. Number 4 is Epic. You need 1 billion to mint these. So let's find the Epic there. 8 of these. There's 8 of these. So that's basically 8 billion there. That's quite kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not sure why the exotic. I'm sure there was heaps of exotics. I'm not sure why they're not showing up. I thought there was tons of those because I've been watching the chain there. The rares, let's look at those. 500 million need for the rare. So we can look for the rare there. We've got any rares? I'm pretty sure we have. Where's the rare here? Let's click that. So there's 500 million. So 500 million basically Zen. And you can see there's 20 of these so far, so very popular, as one would expect. I mean, it's the bottom of the most rare type of torrents there. You can see the colors there. They've got the yin and the yang as well on these Apex categories. So it's Apex category, and it's the rare there's the bottom one of the list, which is that one there. So that's those ones there. What we got there? Limited here. Let's go have a look at limited. Let's get out there. It says it's 16 at the moment, so I'm not sure whether I have to refresh, but that's what it says. Let's refresh this, see what we got more there. It's not updating there, not updating. So why is it updating? Category Apex here. So it's 464 collectors, which is that bottom one that you don't need to burn. The limited, there's 16 of these so far, 16 of the limited at the moment. So that's kind of the play there. So that's where you can see it on OpenSea. You can check those all out yourself. It's only 2 hours into it, so a long way to go for first sort of 24-hour idea of how much is going to be burned, how many NFTs get taken up. You can also, obviously, this is the page where you get that done if you want to do NFTs. So I'll post that link in the chat there as well. If you want to do that, have a look at that. You can mint. So that's pretty cool. Let's jump out of there. Now, that is the dashboard as well. So if you want to understand how the 3 categories and the classes work, that is the link there as well. So it's kind of cool. The dashboard, of course, slowly burning more Zen. So that's kind of the thing that people will be watching over the next, particularly next day and the next week and so on. People watching this liquid supply. Obviously, people are bound to mint short term. And of course, the whole idea is to try and get much burned as possible. It was kind of a win-win from that point of view. 10 so far. So 10% of the big ones, the Apex X unicorns, have been taken up. We'll see how we get on there. There are some cool commentators in the space on it, like Joseph here does some really good intel. So if you like good intel and you're following this project, you can definitely check that out. So cool. What else there? Let's see in the chat there. See if we've got any comments about the Zen NFT launch. Let's jump back up the top here. See if we've got any comments. Let's jump back up the top here. How far did I get up here? So get back up here. All right. So Crypto Tycoon says, in my opinion, now is the time to invest in crypto. I think we'll go a little lower, more than one rate hike, then we'll go up. I could Pulsechain launch in March, April. Nice one there, Crypto Token. Excuse me. Crypto Island 369 says, appreciate you all. Have a great evening, everybody. You too. Great to see you in the chat there, and I hope you have a good New Year's Eve party there. Brazil says, my bench press has become a clothes hanger. That's funny, man. That's really funny. Hex says, I just grabbed my weights when I moved. Nice. Yeah, weights are actually expensive, right? So they're actually got good resale value. Crypto T says, using my weights to support my books. That's another use case for weights, that's for sure. Crypto Cav 33 in the house. Whoop, whoop. I can see a Crypto Cav. Ivor says, I bought some weights. They're still waiting. Yeah, nice one. What else have we got there? COG says, Crypto 7 said Rick Hart will be speaking during the Hex conference, January 6 and 9. Also thinks he will announce V3. We'll see about that, Sarah. We'll see. I know that Richard's talking about, we've covered the conference many times on this channel. You've just missed it, unfortunately. When Richard's Hart speaking at a big conference like that, we can anticipate that he will do something around V3. But of course, he may not. Maybe it's just technically not ready at that stage. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll just have to wait and be patient. What else there? I just remember in the chat we are a no drama channel, so if you could just we're supposed to be a no drama channel, so if you could just leave out the drama side, that'd be appreciated. Thank you very much. What else have we got there? Joanne's in the house there. Hello from Canary Islands and happy New Year to all you. A nice one, Joanne. Crypto T says 108 billion Zen burned within 1 hour. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. So yeah, definitely we'll be watching that. 24 hours will be a good measure of how that's going. What else there? Mix says, I missed the cool RH emojis. I've still got one in the house. I've still got one emoji in the house there. Benny Blanco. Woohoo! Good to see you, Benny. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the chat. Who else is there? Hex Fetty in the house as well. Good to see Hex Fetty. Benny Blanco says, people are selling that news at the moment. Randy called it, says Benny. Nice. Are you talking about Hedron, are you? Maybe you're talking about Hedron, I think. Let's know if you're talking about Hedron there. I think that's what you're talking about. Check out the Zen Turbo NFT tab. Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually check out that. So let me go to the NFT tab, and yeah, they just had the picture there. That's the picture that I've got. So have they changed it? I don't think they've changed it. Let me refresh. They have. They put a dashboard on. Nice. Thanks for that, Cone Borgs. Appreciate that. I knew they were going to update. I just hadn't checked it. So this is the first time I've seen it myself. NFTs 504. Total values 1.7 million. 63 listed and a $1,797 total volume. Nice. And of course, you can do search here on this. Nice category. Match date as well. This is on zenturbo.io, by the way. Zen Turbo. So I'll post this on the link as well. There we are. Who else is in the house here? We've got a couple more comments. I'm going to try and catch up to those. Let's have a look here. Let's get up to this. Groot says I got a couple of Trump NFTs, so I need to look them up on OpenSea, not real. You can look those up there. I think the floor price is still pretty high on those. Start off at about 0.06. So I think they're still well above that. They're not at. They were leading the volume on the table on OpenSea. They're not up that high now though. Familiar with NFTs and how they work? Nice. Allow says just woke up. Just woke up and checked the Zen price. That's too bad. Was expecting something else, says Lel. Hey, look, there's a lot of degens in the ecosystem for that, so that's probably why you saw the big sell-off there. And yeah, that's just the way it goes. Just woke up and checked the Zen price. We've got InvestX in the house there. Tune in. Happy New Year. Nice one, InvestX. Precisely says, yeah, go to OpenSea and connect your wallet and see them. Great. Yeah. Sometimes they're in the hidden tab on OpenSea. You might be there if you've got one. Good to be back talking about Zen selling the news. It looks like, yeah, they're pretty much what the speculators did. They pretty much sold. It actually pumped a little bit in the first 10 minutes, and then it just got sold down dramatically, like 30%. Good to be back talking about the Zen selling the news. It looks like, yep. Interesting to see if it rebounds or not. Yeah, I guess it will depend on the burn, right? How much burning's going through. So we'll see how we get on over the next 24 hours, I guess. Greetings to everybody who is there, even when the price drops. I have a feeling that the burn's going to kind of grow over time, and that will have a bigger impact over time as people switch from their mindset from perhaps batch minting and stuff like that. Some of those players, the bigger players in the space, switch to the NFT space. We might see that happen there. That's kind of cool. All right, so what else we got here? We got recommended. Cool. They look pretty good on this, man. I must say, Zen Turbo, man, really have done a great job with this. It's so easy to see everything. You don't have to work it all out yourself. They really do cool stuff here, and you've got all the details as well, so it's pretty nice. They've got how to buy as well if you got the NFTs. The feeding through from OpenSea here. It's cool, man. Zen Turian, X Turian there, C rank there. Remaining term 438 days. Estimated Zen 4.2 billion, worth currently $17,900. So really cool, man. Really cool. So it's got all that stuff in the house. That's pretty much it. So it's got all the different types of there. It's very neat. Really great. And the offers are there as well. Price history on a particular NFT if you select on it. So it's kind of cool. Very, very cool. Man, great site, isn't it? They've also got the mint monitor, which is the standard stuff. So if you want to see whether it's profitable to mint, or at least over what period of time. Max term is 440 days just using standard minting rather than NFTs. So you've got options now, NFTs or mint monitor. Obviously, if you want to do tons of wallets, you can use the batch minter. They've got the claim monitor as well. This, if you've got your logged on with your email, you can track all your wallets. So you can just add your wallets in here. If you had signed on, you can add your wallets in here. They'll all show on here, and they give you a little staking ladder as well, or claim ladder, as it were, when you claim. And of course, you can sort by date and everything's really cool. You also get a notification when they're due, because if you don't claim, you lose it all, right, in the first 7 days. The dashboard as well is amazing, and of course gives you an overview of the whole ecosystem. Be nice to get something like this for the Hex ecosystem, and we have lots of cool sites, but this is kind of I don't know, I guess it's that next level up. So it'd be nice to see some really cool graphics like this. So very, very cool. Look at that. Pretty neat on that one. And the cool thing is, does all the total supply numbers, expectations, forecasts, for you as well, leading forward. I note that this hasn't updated yet, the burn, so I'm just not. I don't think it's because it's only such a small amount still, 100, 200 billion versus the amount. So maybe that will update later on. We'll see. In any case, you can see the total supply there has been decreasing, and I'm pretty sure it was up at 266 something. That's kind of what I have memory in my head. It was up around that, so definitely going down, and we're only just over 2 hours into the mint day. The first mint day when it's just launched. So it's going to be fun to see. So that is kind of an overview of Zen there. Let's see if I've covered everything. Hopefully I have. I was going to cover BNBP. That's what I want to cover. I don't know. I want to cover BNBP. Marco's in the house there from Serbia. Greetings to everybody who is there even when the price drops. Nice one, Marco. Evening here. Yeah, greetings. PSI says, what do you think about RH trying to encourage the weak hands to shake out to punish them? Where did you see that, PSI? Is that on his tweet or something? Happy channel, says Greg. Definitely happy channel. All right, welcome everybody. Let's go check out a few things. I want to check out BNBP. We'll go check out Richard Hart as well. I think that we've kind of covered that, have we? I think we have. This is the Zen torrent contract, by the way, so it gives you all the contracts that are getting minted. It's kind of cool there. And of course, what else? I think that was pretty much it. That's the supply on the blockchain. We're going to jump away from that. We might keep the Zen price open. So it looks like it's stabilized a little bit there, bounced off 4,100. We're going to be watching this chart, see whether it can sort of climb its way back up. We'll be see what happens there. What else? I think that's it. Let's go look at Richard Hart, see if he's got any comments. Then we're going to have a quickly check out BNBP. We're up to an hour and 2 minutes, so we're not doing too bad. I haven't even done the daily stats yet, so that's coming up. Stay tuned for that. I haven't even opened the site, which is terrible of me. Can't see anything there from Richard. So let's go over to the Hex daily stats, see whether that's up, and we're going to check out BNBP pot and check that. So let's do BNB pot first. We've got roulette that was launched yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, and it's ticking away, man. Look at this. So we've got lots of people playing games in here. I haven't checked the volumes on here. I don't know if the statistics has been updated for the roulette. We'll go check that out. But that's pretty cool. Let's go BNB table. Obviously, people can place bets. They basically just check if you want to go red, for example, you've got a 1 and a 2x multiplier, and you put your bet in, and you can approve the limit and connect and play. That will spin around with the white ball, and if you're lucky, it lands on red, and you win. That's pretty much it. You can see just some of the last players that have been playing. It's had some losses, had some good wins in there. That's what you expect to see, some wins and losses. That's pretty much it. Also, if you own the NFT, you got the administrator end on here, so you can add liquidity, remove liquidity, set max minimum bet and max bet there. That's kind of cool, right? You can see the liquidity in the moment. It's 1,574. It's going to be cool to see that. So the jackpot is ticking over. And we've got how many games? 15,430 games so far played on the jackpot. We've now got roulette. So all things equal, it should increase the revenue, game revenue. That should increase the profits, increase the burn, increase the lottery. That's pretty much how it works. Kind of cool. Next one up after this, of course, will be Powerball. We look forward to that coming too. I just lost the whole site there. It just died when I went on to that Powerball page. That's no good because I wanted to talk about the airdrop. We just got paid. If you're staking BNBP, you just got paid. So we're going to look at that. Let's go look at all statistics, see if they've got any updates around roulette. No, I don't think they've done any update for roulette there. So maybe we'll get some roulette data soon as well. Look forward to the roulette data there. In any case, we just got paid, right? So let's go to airdrops. Is it not updated yet? Where's the airdrop? We're supposed to have airdrop 4 there. Airdrop 4, what? Airdrop 4 is not updated. Airdrop 4. It's supposed to be airdrop 4, so I'm not sure why that's not updated. That's a bit weird. Anyway, the next up payment is in 29 days. That's where's the 4th airdrop there? It's not showing up. That's weird. So something's not quite right there. Burn days there. We've got our total supply is now 997,186. We've got 32 more to add to that, so let's keep continuing to burn. The lottery there. We've got any lottery? Someone just won 11 BNBP. So congratulations to them. Was it F8E? So if that's your address, congratulations. You have to stake your BNBP for that. The amount staked at the moment, 77.61%. The first 11 days will be the first time that all the stakes start coming out, and of course that'll be the second staking cycle. You have to stake for 100 days. So that's the participation wallet at the beginning in there too. That is the reward wallet for the launch. So we'll see what happens there. So 11 days to go. What else? The final thing that we've got in here, participation, is currently 84.8% the way through. So there's still a bit of room there for winning. If you're going to win in the jackpot, you get some BBP. And of course, I think the max is up to 10 for the based on the amount of dollars you put in there. And of course, if you're referring, if you use a referral code, you can, if someone wins that uses your referral code, you get a bit of extra stuff there too. So it's getting closer. It's all building out there. Cool to see. And people enjoying their roulette game. So it's nice. All right, we're going to jump away from there. Hopefully they'll update the stats on the roulette, and we'll talk about that next time. In any case, we've got the Hex data stats coming up. So day 1,124. Let's get into that. We're currently got the price at 1.88 cents, 30th of December. So we're not on the last day yet. That will be tomorrow when I do tomorrow's live stream. Of course, it'll be the 1st of January 23 by the time I do that. But the price is up 3.4%. Woohoo! Yeah. So if you picked up the price at the low there, what we have a low, we got a low down there of 1.7 and 1.693. So if you got picked up Hex at the low there, you're in the money a little bit there, so it's not too bad. All right, so where are we going to Hex day stats? We've got the payout per T-share, 6.3 Hex per T-share. I know that Briz and I both like this a lot. We're still deciding and arguing between who likes this payout the most, but that's pretty much it. The T-share rate is, T-share price, $477. T-share rate, a dot day in the house, 25,394 Hex there. We've got the average stake length is 6.52 years, and based on that, approximately, it is the APY is 36.37%. Now, I'm probably going to do, we're going to do some staking stuff and have a look at the current numbers for the APY if you're to do staking now with Hex. Remember that we've got all those tools under useful links. So if you want to find, we've got a ton of calculators for Hex staking. And of course, if you want to find those under useful links in our Discord, just go to the useful links group on the left-hand side, and you'll go up to the Hex links. We've got so many Hex links. Go in there, and there's calculators in there you can use to work out what your expected APY. You got to remember this is based typically based on the share rate at the moment. If you go longer pays better. How much Hex you have, bigger pays better. Obviously, getting earlier today because the share rate's only going up all the time generally. Then it's better to get in today. So that's kind of the properties. Then, of course, the other variable, of course, is the Hex price in US dollar terms, which can move around. Of course, if you end up maturing your stake during a bull market, then obviously price could be really high. If you get it at the bottom of the bear market, obviously relatively low in terms of US dollars. So let's take into account. But we're probably going to talk about that. Maybe I'll try and do that tomorrow. That sounds like a good idea. All right, so liquidity in the pool, 376 million Hex in the pool, down dramatically from yesterday, 392. That's a big decrease there today, kind of cool. Liquidity in the pool there, $9.6 million, very nice. You guys know I like to get back over 10 million. That's kind of really like to head there. Liquidity, 1,335 Ethereum in the pool there. The T-shares today down a massive 5,521. And of course, we're down to 10,230,000 in the Hex ownership pool. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties. We have a ownership pool with T-shares, or stands for trillions of shares in it. And of course, if the ownership pool or the reward pool go up and down, then the Hex payout per T-share changes every day. But basically, it's just going up and to the right for the most part. So let's get into that. Let's jump over to the change in circulating supply. So here is, looks like this Hex Godwell stake that just got staked for 45 days. That is a decrease in the circulating supply. So we dropped down from 582 billion down to 582 billion, 582.9 billion down to 580.8 billion Hex there. Remember, the vast majority of this is owned by the or controlled by the Origin account and daughter addresses there and sacrifice address. So just remember that. So yeah, pretty big deal today. So the stake change is up a massive 2.1 billion. So pretty massive there. So we're jumping from 62.6 billion up to just under 64.8 billion. That's a big day in the office, right? There's a big day in the office. All right, so cool. What has that done? What has that done? Stake percentage over 10%. Woo-hoo-hoo! We haven't seen that forever, have we? That's like forever, man. I'm just trying to think back. Even when we were back, had particularly high days. Let's go back 113 days, and that's too far. Let's go 110 days. We were at the percentage there, 88. Oh, well, we had big percentages when we had the staking, the big staking going on there. So it was pretty high on early days. So 30 day, 34, 88. We had pretty high numbers back then. But yeah, we haven't seen 10% for a long time. So that's pretty cool. Let's go back in time a bit, actually. Shall we go back a little bit and have a look? Maybe we've got back 5 there. Yeah, we haven't had it for a long time on there. I'm just trying to go back to see what day. Last day we had 10%. Now, it's only going to be temporary, right? But hey, it's worthy of looking and having a look. Oh, we're getting back pretty close here now. When's the last day? We're getting pretty close. Yeah, it's always been in these 9s for a long time. So I'm just trying to see where last time we had 10% on there. Oh, there we go. We're getting pretty close. Yeah, there we are. So that would have probably been the day 357, folks. 357 is the last day we had over 10%. And that was the 23rd of November 2020 after the big payday. So pretty crazy, right? That's how long ago. A long, long time. All right, so cool. That's a bit of fun there, bit of trivia. That's always trivia, isn't it? That's always trivia. So the penalties payout today, 429,000 Hex. So that's a payout, pretty modest today. We've had a pretty good run. You know, if you're staking Hex, it's pretty cool. And you know, if people don't keep the responsibilities of staking, it gets paid back to the rest of the stakers. That's kind of a bonus there as well to Hex stakers, which get most of the inflation. Let's have a look at the growth numbers. Total holders up 42, and of course to 315,401. We've got the change in stakers up 22. Pretty modest today, and that's up to 116,803. Remember to get the word out. It's direct promotion is typically the best way to get the word out there online, whatever you feel comfortable with, and spread the word about Hex staking. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're up total holders up 160 to 590,515. So getting up and away, and we're on day 1,125, well into year 4 now, and ticking over there. The base amount there is 6.2. So we have dropped down there, as Brazology indicated earlier, because that Hex got well staking for 45 days with the 2.1 billion. So there we are. That's how we roll here. We'll see how it plays out. Now, is that it's got to be signifying something, right? For 45 days, it's got to be meaning something. It's got to mean something. Is it insider information? We'll see. We'll see how we've got it on our chart. We have got it on our chart. Oh, Hex just hit 1.9 cents. Woohoo! Hex token channel pump up and to the right. This is the new year party, and we're partying hardy with the old Hex pump here. Hex token channel pump is back. Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. All right, so you guys are crazy out there. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I might clip that clip. That's a cool clip. I might clip it and play it. Let's see who else is in the house. We've got a couple more comments. Where did I get up to? I got up to all those. Brazology says BNBP needs a strong marketing push to the Binance community. Yeah, well, they're doing a lot of development work, Briz. I just wonder whether because it's such, clever technology on the BNB, it's so more complicated than most, basically all the dApps that I think we're aware of, that maybe they get bogged down a little bit there with the development side of it. But that's a good point. I might hit the team up and talk to them about that. It's kind of cool. Zen Pump Incoming says Crypto T. Nice. I like where you're heading there, Crypto T. I like where you're heading. Let's have a look at the chart. And bam, well, it is pumping up at the moment. So we'll see. I'm on a 15-minute chart here. Let's see where it is. That's a 15-minute there. So very dramatic. This is so classic, right? This is so expected. Like at the moment, I thought, it's because typically these kind of triangles will break to the upside. But of course, we're so used to this sort of carry on with all the DG and speculators around. And got a little pop up here, got up to over 6,000, and then didn't last long, 10 minutes or something, and bam, the dumpers, the dump, and down it went, man. Pretty dramatic. Welcome to crypto. That's pretty much it on the ZNFTs there. And of course, now it's starting to, hopefully get a floor and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool where it's going. So if a quick look at the burn, we're at 2547 at the moment on the liquid supply. Let me refresh that. Not sure if I have to refresh it, but we'll refresh it. 254655. I'm pretty sure it's got a pretty good auto refresh. It's every minute or something. That's pretty cool. So we'll be watching that. We'll stay tuned, and of course watch the minting go on there. All right. What else? We got PSIC. It's the place where between deep sleeping and being awake. Nice. Oh, Zen. Right. And what else have we got here? Stook says, "What's a daughter address?" Well, the OA address is one of the official addresses in the contract. and it has all these daughter addresses that it made, and it's got Hex on all those. Shifty Sheep says, my back of the envelope math has the Godwell stake at 1.5% of user controlled supply. Nice little data there. Last time was probably big payday, lol. Says it was just after big payday, as we found out 23rd of November. Pretty crazy. Maybe the t-shirt rate will kick in tomorrow, says Briz. It will tomorrow. Yeah, it's not showing in the data today as that day lag. 63 grey thanks to Zen. Nice. Yeah. Obviously, when you mint, yeah, it's a lot of great. It actually didn't get that high though. Crypto T did not get that high. I saw 42 grey at the launch of that, so it wasn't too bad. We actually got a lot more NFTs minting after the first 10 minutes. It was a pretty slow start. That happened a lot afterwards. That CL says when you get Hex at super low prices, you never need to sell the major part of the golden goose. Never selling for real. Absolutely, man. Yeah. Well, look, the Hex narrative is really tied to, we've got a couple of things going. We've got some fundamental things around Hex itself with the volume, circulating supply, large holders, all that sort of stuff. We've got a lot of those mechanisms. We have had massive amount of Hex sinking in the circulating supply through Maximus and Icosa Hedron. We've had all that. It's been great. But there's still a lot of volume out there. The project's still only just in its 4th year. We've got a lot of these dynamics going on. We have a very big community. We've had a lot of drama around, all these sort of things going on. But then, of course, you take those individual aspects about Hex, and then you have to put the fact that it's really, the narrative is being synced into Pulsechain. So everyone's really waiting for that Pulsechain. So when that hits, if you're not on the Hex train at that time, you can say goodbye because the train's going to be choo-choo-choo. It's going to be taken off, and you're going to be left behind. But we just don't know the timing of that, right? We just don't know the timing. Maybe the Hex God Whale 45-day stake is, maybe there's some insider info there. Maybe we've got some indication there. Who knows? We'll find out. We've got it on the marker. I've marked it on the spreadsheet. On the charting here. We'll see whether that ends up being something of significance. We have got on the 6th of the 9th as was it on 3 last night? No, it was no. Who was in there that said that? We're back up here. It was. Let's jump back up the top here. Who was saying that? Talking about that. We have the Hex conference coming up between the 6th and the 9th. Yeah, can't see. Oh, actually, I just got up there. I just got up there, and I just about to say goodbye. Sarah G was saying, yeah, that we got the Hex conference coming up on the 6th to the 9th. So we might as well put that on our little group here. But 6th to the 9th, that is too far. It's too big a zone. That is the Hex conference. It's too small though. It's too small. The Hex conference is too small. That's the Hex conference there. You like that? Is that crazy? That's the Hex conference. So that's going to be Richard Hart. You know, whenever he's at a conference, right? And of course, he did accept the conference. So that's kind of a good sign. But people will have high expectations on an update. And of course, it's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure now because obviously, you can't just say 2 more weeks. Well, you can, but people just like, they'll be throwing tomatoes. It's kind of like that's a bit like that. But hey, it'll be great to see him on the conference. Obviously, we'll look forward to his alpha drops and all that sort of stuff. But there is growing expectations. That's the way it is. That's just life. That is life. That's what happens. What's up, Hexkins? Hey, D Hex, good to see you. Sandy Beach says, anybody watching the new Hex documentary that just came out? No, I haven't seen it. Let us know in the Discord. Post it in the Discord, Sandy. Ciao. Choo choo, says Briz. Yeah, choo choo. Shifty she said, not seen it, Sandy. Where can it be watched? Hey, are you talking about the one that who was it? Who's the one that does that? I posted a preview of one. Maybe it's the full thing. I posted the preview of one coming up, so maybe it's the full documentary. I'll have a look for that. Yeah, post it in the chat. Then we might talk about that. Maybe tomorrow's live stream or something. That'd be very cool. All right, here we are. So we've got a couple of things. I've got Richard Hart there. I switched with the Hex conference. Hex online conference. There we are. That's Hex line conference. So small though. Look at that. That's 4 days. That's crazy stuff right there. Maybe I'll just turn around the other way. No, I'll leave it like that. That's okay. All right, so cool. That is pretty much Hex at the moment. Having a good day in the office, tackling that 1.9 cents. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. Let's jump out of there. The market is holding up though, not yet fallen. It's almost feel like we've been here deja vu for at least a week. Such low volatility. That's kind of weird, right, for crypto. And yeah, it's got to go one way or the other at some stage. We're mostly expecting it on the downside, but we probably will need a catalyst unless it just slowly creeps there. We'll see. At the moment, though, Hex having a good day in the office, up to 1.9 cents. Brazozzi says, yeah, I saw the documentary. It's good. Nice. Tom Peter Gillipsy did it. Oh, nice one. Hexkins and the time value of money. Nice one. Nice work there from Tom then. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I'll have to try and check that out later. Don't sell, hodl, and enlarge your position. Says Hex Corner. Nice advice there. I like that. It's $25, but worth it. It's 4 hours long. Okay, cool. So it's a charge one there. Check it out. Someone posted in the Discord. People will be able to go and check that out. So if you join our link in the video description, you'll be able to see that information because the Discord's about good information and good community. That's the way it is. Daniel Garza says Hex just bottomed. It's all up from here, says Daniel. So there we are. There. Okay, he posted the link there. So hexdocumentary.com, hexdocumentary.com. So that's kind of cool. We might cover that tomorrow, talk about tomorrow. That's very nice. Hope everyone's doing well there. Hope you guys have, you're slow DCAing. If you're DCAing, using good risk management, all that sort of stuff. Try to avoid speculation. I've had a bit of speculation lately. It's pretty traumatizing speculating. I posted the Tom documentary trailer a week ago in Discord, says Brennan. Nice. Yeah, I may have seen it, Brennan. Maybe I just hadn't looked at it at the time. So I appreciate that, Brennan. Sorry about if I hadn't looked at it. All right, so Hex at the moment, 1.878 cents. We've had some drama there with the old Hex Goldwell staking, 45 days. We'll see how that what manifests out of that. And of course, we've also had today the Zen NFT launch. Yesterday we had the BNBP roulette. It was actually, was it slightly the day before? Yeah, it was slightly the day before. So it's kind of in day two now. So we've been had a couple of actions. Now, what are we expecting coming up? We've obviously got the Hex conference, so let's pull it up. Hex conference coming up. We've got that, so that's coming up. This is going to have Richard Hart in it as well. Yeah, let's hope we get something around Pulsechain. That'd be pretty cool. There is Richard. Hopefully he's able to give us something there. What else there? Day one. Maybe he'll announce the launch of the testnet. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. So day one and day two, day three, and day four. That's the hexconference.com. I'll post that in the chat there if you want to check it out. That is there, and there could be up to 100 and up to 150 of your favorite Pulsechain and Hex influencers up there, even if some of them are not really Pulsechain and Hex influencers. But there's going to be lots. Going to be lots of people there. That'll be fun. The last two were really good. Obviously, it's a lot of people to organize and keep the flow. You have so many different personalities as well. You know me, I always like the sections during the day that are really technically focused. Those are my favorite ones. But there's something for everybody. If you like the social stuff, all that sort of stuff, there's something for everybody at these conferences, which is kind of cool. We've also got the Hex. What's it? The highest of stakes that's expected in Q1, Q2. That's coming up. And what else? And Pulsechain testnet V3. We may just be in luck. If we're lucky, we might get that out in January, maybe hopefully early January, but in January sometime. That'd be very bullish. Obviously, that would leave you behind probably on the price chart there, and may very well lock in the bottom of the bear market for Hex. All right, I think that's pretty much it at the moment. Let's see how the Zens are going. So the price of Zen at the moment 4349. Trying to find bottom here, I guess. We've got the liquid supply at 2537. That's definitely going down. Be interesting to see what the burn is over the full 24 hours. So we're just obviously into hour 3 at the moment. Is it was it 10, 20, 12, 1? Yeah, so we're into hour 3 at the moment. So we'll see how the burn goes so far. I think it's about, or do we have the burn on here? I think we have the burn on the NFT page. I think it was on the dashboard. Let's have a look. But it doesn't show up yet on here. So expected the burn to be down here, but it's not showing up quite yet. If you highlight that, no, it doesn't show. Is it one of these that's hidden away here somewhere? No. Right, so we'll keep looking out for that. Hopefully I'll cover that tomorrow if I can find some decent data. That's the way it goes. All right, cool. How we doing? Hour and 25. I think we could probably wrap up. We're doing pretty good for the wrap up. That is the New Year's Eve Day party from New Zealand, down at the bottom of the world, and in the future of time as well. It's currently almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. the 31st of January. It's not quite as sunny and blue skies as it was yesterday. Perfectly blue skies and perfectly sunny yesterday with good temperature. It's a little bit overcast today, a little bit duller than it was yesterday, that's for sure. But it's 2 o'clock and it is New Year's Eve a day. So we're going to enjoy that. I hope you guys, if you're going out to parties tonight, I hope you got good costumes and have a good time. That's probably the sentiment of the day. Sandy Beach says you need a password after you buy it or just a password. I'm not sure. Oh, you're talking about the Hex documentary? Probably. No expectations says CL, but Richard, give us something. G. Yeah. Richard Top G. There's a Top G there. Yeah, if you saw, is it Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate. Yeah, he's been on there talking about Top Gs. He's making Top Gs popular or something. Isn't there a couple other categories like Top A and Top B and something like that? There's other little cliches. It's kind of a youthful bit of fun, I guess. Tin Top's in the house there. What's up, Hexagon? Say good to see Tin Top. And Happy New Year from Sandy Beach. That's pretty cool. And a great day, probably a great way of wrapping up today's live show. And your host, Superman, in the house from a good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world, from the future and time, front running you all for New Year's Eve parties is down under. And of course, I hope you guys have a great day. We've had a lot of fun here. Hex at the moment, of course. Let's see if we can etch out a second day of green. It was green. We'll see. We've got a long way to go. It's only 1 hour into the day on this chart. We'll see how we get on tomorrow. I'll be back again tomorrow. Yes, I will. Every single day. Pulsechain, Hex, and of course other cool projects that we like to talk about because crypto is so much fun. It can be clinching as well, but this is the way we go. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's play out some funky stuff on the way out. Let's have a bit of the founder of Hex himself, Richard Hart, with our funky little music there from Bubble Boy. Bubble Boy's music's pretty clever little stuff. Let's play out. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is already better.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. Won't be long before I'm going to bed wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your hat. Might as well start with 5, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your hats. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your hat.